All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. It is Saturday night, and we are joined by a phenomenal, amazing international band. These guys have been doing their thing since 2003, and they re-emerged within the punk rock community not too long ago, and they are absolutely shredding the airwaves and shredding venues all across the world. We have Chile's own We Got Bitter right here this Saturday night on 99.9 FM. Guys, how are you doing tonight?
Hey, how are you? We're fine, at least I am, and excited about this interview. And yeah, cool.
I gotta
Well,
say,
yeah,
I'm definitely excited to actually chat with you guys, man. You know what I mean? I just learned actually that Chile is only a 2 hour time difference. So, I mean, for
That's
people
right.
that are watching that don't know that, that's actually pretty cool that Chile and Canada are only 2 hours, 2 hours time difference.
Yeah, it's a bit late here. It's 11:30 p.m. So no, it's fine though. So very cool.
and it's Saturday, so there's no problem at all.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, you can never go wrong with the weekend, guys. You know what I mean? Saturday is one of my favorite days because I'm a college student, so that means I have absolutely no class. I get to talk to amazing bands like yourself, and when I'm not on the air, I get to have a few drinks as well, man. So you can't go wrong with Saturday nights.
Yeah, best day of
Yeah.
the week, definitely.
But I know you guys are busy individuals, and of course it is Saturday night, so I'm not going to take you away from that too long. But I got to take you back to the beginning of this amazing, iconic band, and I have to ask, like, what is the origin story behind Bitter? Like, how did you guys actually first meet and come together as one to form this band in the early 2000s?
All right. Actually, the band was started by Rodrigo, who's the bass player in it's online right now, and me. And there's a third guy who's called Pablo. He was the original guitar player, and the three of us were studying for for translation. Translation. We're translators. Actually, that's my current job. Uh, but the other guys, are working in different areas. Anyway, I'm going somewhere else. Going back to the story, the three of us were classmates, and if that makes sense, and we shared a love for punk and melodic punk, hardcore, and stuff. And we decided to form a band. I actually was a singer. I was a singer for a heavy metal band prior this experience, and I decided to learn to play the guitar. And Rodrigo was a guitar player actually, and he decided to play the bass after a while. Um, and Pablo was, like I said, the original guitar player. So the two of us were very connected, like with the same mindset for the kind of music we wanted to play. And actually, our first drummer was American. He was
Yeah,
visiting Chile. I don't know why. He was like a missionary, I guess. Um,
yeah.
and we started to write the first songs and play the first shows with that lineup. Um,
He was for Atlanta.
for From Atlanta, yeah. His name was Dave, and then we changed the drummer like 3 or 4 times in a few years. But we never had the chance to record the songs we wrote back then. And it was a difficult time. Now it's a lot easier. You can record album quality albums, and at home. And at that time, there was not. I mean, the media was very difficult. You didn't have the gear you can get right now, and my personal knowledge was very um, um, like I was starting out in that world, so it was difficult for me. Now I can do pretty decent at home. So yeah, that changed a lot.
Mhm.
So that's
And
our
also
our
as well,
beginning.
From 2003 to 2008, as we already know, you guys were a band, but you guys unfortunately disbanded before going your separate ways. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about the separation of 2008, and of course, what ultimately led to you guys actually coming back and reforming Bitter after all these years, because you guys are absolutely doing some phenomenal things right now in 2024. I know you guys have a new album that just came out. We are going to get into that, but just you guys came back with a vengeance, man. You guys came back taking over punk rock, man.
Oh, thank you very much for those kind
Thanks.
words. Um,
I, I was working for a airline for an airline, and I stopped to play music. I stopped playing bands, stopped playing music at all. I sell all my gear, and I was just 100% focused for job on flying, and um, Ricardo was keeping on the music, and in my workplace, I had the chance to know our actual guitar player.
oh,
So a lot of years later, he become our guitarist.
yeah, I guess you can say life happened, you know. It was very difficult, like I said, playing shows was a bit hard because we weren't a big part of the scene, of the local scene, you know. We didn't have the kind of connections we have now, and we didn't have many other bands who were friends of us who can give us a hand with getting shows and stuff. Plus the fact that we never recorded anything decent, so um, life got in the way. So
Yeah. And it was very difficult because we had to get connected with other bands by email. So
oh yeah, back
it
then.
was very difficult at that time.
The good
So
old AOL days, you know what I mean? You didn't have you had AOL and probably MSN Messenger, you know, or AIM.
yeah, exactly. MSN Messenger, yeah, what a classic. Definitely, I remember talking to guys from around the world. You know, a Japanese guy from the band um, Sunsgrind. I remember I had a friend from the U.S. from the Definitive Measure, and yeah, I remember some Canadian friends, Ray from In 2 Months. Yeah, it was a fun time with MSN Messenger. But well, back to the story, it was a bit hard to connect with people from our very own scene, you know, and and it was a time where we were getting our first jobs, so we
Yeah.
definitely had to prioritize that. So that's why we first disbanded. And many years later, you know, we're basically in our 40s now. Life is well, we still have to work and stuff, but now we can manage, you know, to uh, have our life organized better, and that's why we decided. Actually, it was Rodrigo and I who went to a show. We went to see Satanic Surfers, Melancholy, and
Cigar.
what was it? Cigar, yeah, Cigar.
Yeah.
Amazing show, by the way. And we were talking, remember it, the good old days, and Rodrigo said, "Hey, you know what? We should uh, record the old songs because they need justice." And he knew I have the ability now, so we went for it. And while we were recording that, I don't know who said, "You know what? We should form the band like for real." once
Yeah.
again to play shows and stuff.
We
And
should play live. I don't know
yeah,
how
uh,
does it happen.
so we worked around that, and we did it. Now we're a band. We have nice rehearsals, and our you can say our first show will be next month, and we will play basically the whole album, live with amazing bands from the Chilean scene, and we're very excited about that.
Yeah.
And I got to say, when you mentioned Cigar a few moments ago, such an amazing band, one of my favorites. I had the chance to chop it
Yeah,
up with them a few months back on the station. Great group of guys, man. So it's definitely cool to hear that Cigar actually helped you guys actually kind of reform and rekindle the spark within Bitter, man. It's so cool to hear.
oh yeah, definitely. And besides, they've been part of the influences of Bitter since the very beginning. I remember playing the Spirit's Relative album. Like it was in constant in my constant playlist
Yeah.
back in the day. And yeah, I always have I always loved that band.
And also as well, November 27th of 2023, you guys actually released my personal favorite song that you guys released, actually titled "Read Between the Lines." I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind these powerful lyrics, and of course, what actually made you guys decide to come up with such a great song.
Oh, great, good question. Well, first, let me tell you that all of the songs of the album are pretty old.
Yeah.
From back in the day. Um, I mean, early mid 2000s. But that song actually is a bit. It's still old, but it's probably from 2010 or something like that. I was still trying. There was a moment in the story of Bitter when I was still trying to do the thing all by myself, as a one man band.
Yeah.
And that was the moment when I wrote that song, and I decided to write a lyric, the lyrics in English. And I wanted to do something a little bit more political. I mean, it's very, it's not giving you the feeling of a certain political view, but at least the song tries to tell you to think for yourself and stuff, and and don't get carried away by the media and all of those things that people always tell you, and you have to think for yourself and get to your own conclusions. And that was the the main theme around that song. So um, it's a bit old, but yeah, we definitely wanted to record that one and include it in the album because it was never released anywhere. We never played it live, so it was um, an absolute how do you call that? Like something brand new for the world, you know? Yeah.
And also as well, January 20th of 2024, you guys actually released another phenomenal single titled "New Dark Ages," which is actually a tribute to the legendary punk rock band Bad Religion. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story behind this song, and of course, what actually ultimately inspired you guys to put this amazing track together and pay homage to one of the greatest punk rock bands of all time.
A friend of mine tell me that there was a, producer from Chile that was recruiting bands to make how do you say the
A tribute
compila
album.
yeah. So he told me, hey guys, you should try this. Maybe it's a very good opportunity, chance for you, and you definitely should try. And so I tell to Ricardo, hey man, just right on, we give it a try, and we start to look for a song that fits the most of uh, for our style, and we picked that song, New Dark Ages, and Ricardo said one day, "Hey, I have an idea. Did, do you like?" And he showed to us, and it was yeah, Ricardo, you did it perfect.
Yeah, the moment was perfect because we were in the middle of the recording sessions for our
Yeah.
album. So we treated that cover song like any other song from the album. So the recording was easy and the mixing was part of, the whole package. So yeah, it was a very good moment for us to participate in such a tribute album. And the song is it's great. We were very happy with the results.
And I can definitely attest to actually what he said, Ricardo. You did a phenomenal, fine job. All you guys did on that song, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thought you guys really emulated that Bad Religion sound as well, man. So definitely, I literally encourage everyone, if you haven't heard this tribute, definitely head on over to the Bandcamp and definitely check it out, man. It's definitely a rad project.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
Um, yeah, we're very happy with the results, but because it treats the original song with respect, but we also wanted to add our own sound, our own ideas.
And also as well, guys, January 19th of 2024, you guys actually released your most recent 11-track album titled From the Ashes. I was wondering if you can actually just tell us the story and inspiration behind this album. And of course, where can we actually buy ourselves a hard copy and of course, stream this amazing record today if we haven't already done so?
So, well, I sort of told the story behind the album. It's a collection of all of those old songs, and I this is the right moment to say that there's actually one new song written especially for this moment. It's En el umbral. It's something like um, at the doorway. It talks about like overcoming your own fears and do the stuff right now because life is now, and you don't have to wait 20 years to do stuff because if you keep waiting, maybe another 20 years can go by. So yeah, like um, live the moment, something like that. And it's a cool song to reunite the band and celebrate this moment and this album. And well, uh, all of the songs except for "Read Between the Lines" are in Spanish. But we wanted to keep writing songs in English for the future, so you may hear a lot more about our music in the language that you understand. So that's a cool thing. But in the future, I mean, these are thinking future plans.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
And if you don't mind me asking, because obviously Read Between the Lines is one of your guys' very first full length songs in English. Was it a difficult transition to actually go from your guys' native language actually to actually performing a live English song? Like, is it difficult for you guys to do that, or is that just something that just comes naturally to you guys as musicians?
I don't think it's hard for us because we may not speak perfectly, but we do speak English. So when you sit down and write some lyrics, um, at least in my case, it's it's kind of easy. It flows, and there's something weird about our mindset when we speak a different language because somehow I feel more comfortable writing in English than in Spanish because I don't know, I am a bit shy and stuff, and like when I have the feeling that nobody I mean, not everybody will understand what I'm trying to say. It's a bit more comfortable for me, if that makes sense. Yeah, so I feel very comfortable writing in English. So yeah.
It's actually really cool to hear that because honestly, I've tried to actually learn other different languages. It's almost like my brain capacity just cannot like compute. The moment I try, it's like it short circuits and it just won't work. So I guess I'm stuck on English mode the rest of my life. I will admit I kind of gave up trying to learn.
Yeah, well, it's never too late, and you don't have to wait 20 years to do it.
But also as well, guys, I do know you briefly plugged your show that's coming up April 19th, but I was just wondering if we can dive into that a little bit more because I do know we have listeners all over the world, including listeners out in Chile as well. So I really want to plug this up and coming show April 19th, where you're going to be actually sharing the stage with your friends from Taking Props, the High Towers, and many other bands, where you're going to be performing your brand new album From the Ashes in its entirety. I was wondering if you can just break down a little bit more about what the listeners can expect from this up and coming show. And of course, where can we actually snag ourselves some tickets so we can come on out and see Bitter perform this stellar album live in full effect?
Right. Rodrigo?
I don't have too much to say. Just I have to apologize because my English is a little bit rusted, so I have to think twice things that I want to say. So sorry.
Oh, no, no need to apologize, man. No need to apologize. I mean, we're all fans of Bitter, and we're all here for you guys. I mean, I'm just here answering the questions. The fans aren't here for me. The fans are here for you. So I'm just the guy on the left side of the screen, just asking the questions.
Okay, thanks. Well, I just have one thing to say is that I'm personally I'm very excited about the our first show in so many years, and very happy that this project named Beater that born 2003 is seeing the light again after so many years, and I'm so happy that Ricardo was agreed to see the reborn of the band of this project. And uh, I remember one day I was talking having a little bit conversation with Ricardo, and I remember I said, "Hey man, this is like a baby, my baby. It's like our baby." So I'm very happy and excited about the our first show, and I really hope that uh, that is not the last.
No, of course not. And regarding the show, we're going to play the full album, or maybe because of timing, maybe we take out one song, but that's it. I mean, it's basically the whole album, so that's gonna be great. And with ourselves included, it's five bands in total, so it's going to be an amazing show. You mentioned a couple of bands, and we're excited to bring Unión por Afán. It's a band from the north of Chile, which is pretty far, and they're coming to Santiago, the capital, especially for this show, and that's gonna be a blast. You know, they're an amazing band. If you have the chance to listen to their music, yeah, I'm sure you're gonna love them. They're sort of like the Chilean Belvedere, you know, if you know what I mean. So yeah,
Oh
very
yeah.
technical and yeah, great band. So well, all of the bands we're gonna share the stage are with our amazing bands, but yeah, it's gonna be a great moment, and uh, expect to see, you know, a full house, a full venue, and hopefully that will be the case. Well, you asked about physical copies. If I remember, we don't have physical copies yet, but we're thinking about it. We tried our luck with a couple of record labels, but there was no answer. You know, I know it's a bit hard when um, we're from so far away, and maybe the language of the songs is a
Yeah.
kind of barrier. But I think we're going to do it ourselves. You know, the good old DIY.
Hey, you can never go wrong with do-it-yourself projects, man. Because at the end of the day, nobody can take cuts of the album. Nobody can tell you how to do things, how to mix it, how to master it. You guys can do it to your liking, and nobody knows their fans better than the band. So at the end of the day, man, DIY. In my honest opinion, I prefer DIY than I prefer buying a DIY album than going to Sony and buying an album from a Sony band that's signed to Sony.
Yeah,
I like
sure.
DIY, man. Because then you don't have the record label executives kind of in the band's pocket being like, okay, well, we don't like this. You got to change this. At least then you guys can do it. Be like, our fans like this. Let's give them this. And you have no one there behind you being like, no, we don't want that. DIY is the best.
Yeah, you're right about that. And well, we still don't have the copies, but we're working on that. Yeah.
But also, guys, aside from this amazing album From the Ashes that dropped just a little over a month and a half ago, and of course this show coming up April 19th, what is next for Bitter? Like, is there anything we happen to miss during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to touch on, talk about, or promote? What was you got you here live on the Prescott, Ontario, Canada FM airwaves tonight?
Okay, we were talking and we're thinking we're going to re-record an EP that I myself launched a few years ago, 10 years ago actually. It was from a 1 month project called Off to Nowhere. Those are 5 songs in English, and we were talking and we decided we could, absorb those songs and use them in for Bitter. So we will probably record that EP this year. I mean, in the next month. So that's something we're going to put out in English in a not so distant future. So we're very excited about that. And it would be amazing to go to Canada and so many other countries. But it's still something a little bit hard to imagine. We're just starting out again with the live shows, and we have to do a lot of local shows before thinking to tour um, abroad. But if we ever have to go somewhere, I think the first country we imagine is Canada, definitely, because there are so many bands and fans, and the scene, it seems very, like um, on fire right
Powerful.
now. Yeah, it's great.
I will say this as well, though, guys. I don't know how the weather is out there in Chile, but if you guys do plan on coming down to do some shows, make sure you come down in the summertime. Gosh, Canadian summer is beautiful in like July and August, but if you decide to come down in December or January, bundle up, man. I mean, depending where you are in Canada, like our weather's wonky. One day you could wear shorts in January, the next day you're in a full-on snowsuit, being like, "What the hell just happened?"
Wow,
So I mean, it's
that's great.
very wonky. Where I am, I mean, for instance, like last month I was wearing shorts, walking through Ottawa wearing shorts. The next day I was like literally wearing like a coat, a scarf, a toque, and I'm like, what? Like I just got a taste of summer yesterday. How is this possible? So I would say come down in July or August if you don't want to be switching from shorts to a winter jacket back and forth.
Yeah, great tip. Because
We will keep
I'm
that in mind.
yeah, definitely. I'm more of a summer person, so I really can't imagine a winter in Canada. It's probably too crazy for me.
Yeah.
Hey, well, you know what? You guys come down in the summer. We'll make sure we actually have the beers Rocky Mountain Cold and the beautiful St. Lawrence River lukewarm and ready to swim in for you guys.
Great,
Ah,
awesome.
beautiful.
But
Awesome.
obviously, guys, I know how to follow you guys on social media. But for the individuals down here in Canada and the rest of the world that might just be discovering the amazing band called Bitter here this evening, how do we go about following you across all social media platforms and staying updated, not only on this amazing EP that you guys are actually just revealed you guys are putting together, but also this amazing show, your first show back as a band come April 19th of next month?
So, Rodrigo here is the main guy with the Instagram. So tell
Yeah.
us a little bit, what's our username?
What's our Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Our Instagram is bitter that skatepunk at sorry at bitter that skatepunk. And we also have the YouTube channel that it's spelled the same. I think if I'm not wrong, and we have a Facebook,
Yeah.
but the Facebook man is Ricardo.
Yeah, I'm not very good with social media, so our Facebook page is not very polluted right now, but I'm working on that. But you can find us on Facebook as well, as Bitter Skate Punk, and that's it. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. I think that's it. And of course, you can find us on Spotify and Bandcamp to listen to our music.
Yeah, yeah. I try to keep Instagram working and rolling every day, or maybe uh, the other member of Christian is
The guitar
in
player.
yeah with the Instagram with me. So we try to make a I don't know interesting I don't know the word. Sorry. Interesting material. I don't know the word
Okay,
exactly the word.
so yeah. Christian is the guy who prepares videos and stuff for stories, and yeah, he's like the media guy. He works on the images and videos and stuff, and he does a pretty good job of that. And I want to say hi to him because I'm aware that he's listening to this right now. Um, yeah, and that's it.
That's it.
Hey,
Yeah.
definitely shout out to him. He definitely does some great visuals as well. And he did pray. You guys are promoting this interview as well, just as hard as me. So I thank you guys for that. And you could
Yeah,
definitely see his hard work and dedication in the music videos as well, man. You guys, the visuals you guys put on your YouTube is phenomenal as well. So his work ethic definitely shows, man. I can tell you that for a fact.
that's awesome. Yeah, well, we try to do it all ourselves, so it's very great to hear that we're doing a good job. From
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I'm talking about the music, the recording, the all the social media, and all of that. The aesthetics and all of that.
Lyric videos.
Yeah. So everything
Ricardo,
is
Ricardo is
DIY.
in charge of the lyric videos.
Everything
But I gotta
we do
say,
ourselves.
first and foremost, oh, my apologies, Ricardo. Go for it. My apologies.
Yeah. Don't worry.
I was just going to
So
say, first and foremost, guys, thank you so much for giving not only myself, but the radio station Airways a bit of your time here this evening. It was such an honor speaking with both of you and learning more about this amazing band. I really do hope to see you guys down here in Canada performing a show because I really think us Canadians need some of that chili punk rock down here in the East Coast to Canada at least. I can't speak for every Canadian, but I know for me as a punk rock fan, I definitely need some bitter punk rock down here in Canada. But for now, guys, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night. And of course, I know you guys don't need it, but definitely good luck on your guys' first show back. I know you guys are going to tear the roof off the venue. Absolutely, no questions at all. I know you guys will. But cheers to many more shows, guys. I'm glad to
uh,
hear and see that Bitter is back and better than ever.
thank you, and we had a blast with the interview. So thank you for your interest in our band,
Yeah.
and yeah, awesome experience.
Hey, man, thank you so much. I'm glad you guys liked it, and you're most certainly welcome. You guys have yourself a wonderful night, and hopefully down the line we definitely shall talk again soon.
Okay.
All right,
Thank you too, man.
talk to you soon. See ya.
Bye.